Well, here we are. I'm looking like something out of a Victory Day parade. Here we have the MALAGASY WHATIF 1 in 72nd long range strike complex. It is all complete except for the addition of a few more Supa Angry Butterfly drone lorries. Now, these vehicles would just be the firing units and the command posts, the control posts. There would, of course, be security detachments, maintenance and extra vehicles for the command and food and stuff like that. However, this is the essentials of my long-range strike complex. Now, I have long-range strike complexes in the air with my bomber command fleet, the Vulcans, the Hustlers and the B-49, the Flying Wings. And they're all very good and they can project power a long way. But really, in order to be a regional power, I think you need both ground and aerial systems. And here we have the resurgence of a Big Bad Barry in the centre, which is a Pershing 2 missile system. Now, in the what if, I'm saying that a certain Middle Eastern country that I can't name, that has nuclear weapons that everyone knows about, but no one can say that they do, begins with I, got these successfully in the early 1980s. Now, the Pershing 2 was, of course, a nuclear missile. It was a very high precision nuclear missile used by the Americans, and I'm saying in the what if by the country beginning with I in the Middle East. The Malagasys also got those, but only in a conventional format. The country beginning with I was rumoured to have put nuclear warheads on theirs. I cannot confirm or deny that, but the Malagasys only got these in the conventional format. 2,000 mile range now. It's up from 1,700 miles. Everything you see here, with the exception of the HIMARS, the ATACMS, is designed around 2,000 mile maximum range. And of course, next to it, we have the GLCM or the Griffin, the BGM-109. In my service, C conventional. So we have the Tomahawk missiles, they're 4 per trailer. And we have the Pershing 2s, the Big Bad Barrys, which have been brought back into service. Now, these are the Modelcollect kits. This is absolutely fragile, delicate, very difficult to build, but looks amazing once it's built. I built it in this configuration here. I think later they did get some shields, precipitation shields and ballistic shields, but that's the conventional missile, and those have come back into service. 24 Big Bad Barry launchers and 36 GLCMs. Now, the Tomahawk and the Pershing were always kind of used together. Double threat, it was called. The Pershing, being a medium-range ballistic missile, has a single re-entry vehicle there which can move around, change its targeting, uses inertial navigation and radar to hit its target. And for the 1980s, it had a 30-metre circular error probability. Upgrading them, bringing them back into service. They've been out of service with the Malagasy since the early 1990s. Get it down to 10 metres circular error probability, allowing it to be used in a bunker busting role where the warhead buries beneath the Earth's surface and then detonates to blow up bunkers. And of course, you've got conventional strike capability. Now, the Tomahawk as well and the ATACMS, you've got that conventional strike capability. The Tomahawk takes longer to travel the distance. The Big Bad Barry takes 15 minutes. And these are the Supa Angry Butterfly drones, and they take around 6 hours to travel that distance. And the whole of this strike complex is tied together. Now, if we take out the game-changing ATACMS, which hasn't really changed the game, as I knew it wouldn't, but the media seems to think it does, and the HIMARS, yes, it's a good missile system, but it's not a long-range system. It's more of a short-range tactical system. And we focus on the long-range systems here, which are the Supa Angry Butterfly drones, Big Bad Barry, Pershing 2, conventional, and the ground-launched cruise missiles. What we've got here is an extremely effective long-range strike complex. The whole of this gets its targeting data from my iStar setup, which I've done a separate video on. And the whole of this setup works together. So these trucks here, the wings are attached, the bodies are built up, and then they are able to launch the Supa Angry Butterfly drones, which operate on AI, artificial intelligence, as a drone swarm. And the idea for those is that they are launched earlier, they trip the enemy air defences, they allow the enemy communications and air defence emissions to be detected. Sure, a lot of these will get shot down, but they're cheap and useful, and unlike the Shaheeds, they have independent targeting ability, either infrared or electro-optical sensors. And by using the AI can take the swarm, and if some of them start getting shot down or jammed, they can then go into hunter-killer mode, where they actually look for whatever's doing that damage to them and take it out. So very deadly. For 2,000 miles, these have a 35 kilogram warhead, 1,500 miles, 50 kilogram, and then a 600 mile, 100 kilograms. So the payload decreases with range. However, they're really easy to be stored in these trucks. All that you've got here is a truck, commercial looking truck, painted military colours, with the cover on, with the cover off, and the wings put on. Now the Pershing, the Big Bad Barry, that's a slightly more complex system, but it was designed from the start to be very independent, and it sure is. It has an M1013 trailer here, and it has the Pershing on the trailer, and everything that you need to launch this system is contained within these two vehicles and the command vehicles. Standard practice for the Malagasys is 3 of these per 1 command vehicle, and they work in multiples because these are used more sparingly, because they are ballistic missiles, and you have to tell people like China and America and Russia before you fire them in case you cause a nuclear war. And then the Tomahawks are used to deliver the main punch once the Big Bad Barrys have taken out command centres, airfields, whatever you need them to hit. Unless you have got terminal high altitude defence systems, S-500 systems, the Chinese equivalent, these are not going to get stopped. You do have a chance of shooting the cruise missiles down. And that's why the Supa Angry Butterflies paved the way for the cruise missiles. And the whole lot can work together or singularly. You can use the cruise missiles on their own, say against a target like M23, firing them from the Malagasy forward operating bases in Kenya. Or you can use the Big Bad Barry. You can use, if they had to fight a peer-to-peer adversary with good air defence systems, you can use the Supa Angry Butterflies, the Griffins, and the Big Bad Barry, and the air-launched cruise missiles, which in Malagasy service is the Tomahawk, the long-range one, and then the AGM-158 JASSMs. And you can target those air defences and trip them, get them down, using the Supa Angry Butterflies, exploit the vulnerabilities that you've detected with AI, and scanning the emissions, scanning the spectrums, communications, etc. And then you can hit precision targets with the Pershing 2s, conventional here. So the whole lot is designed to work together. These Modelcollect kits are difficult to build, but I think the result is stunning. I hope you'd agree that these trucks look awesome. I didn't use the hemped truck, I've got a spare one of these. And I just love these model kits and the strike capability it gives. It is all WHATIF. 24 launchers back in service. They've got around 90 missiles still left. They fired 10 for giggles back in the 80s and 90s. But they've been upgraded, and they're the whole lot is fully upgraded and fully modern. And I think represents a good deal for offensive strike. You've of course got the smaller ATACMS and the HIMARS. Stick those on an island. Stick these in the forward operating bases. Your coverage is pretty much regional superpower. Take care. Goodbye.